Ooh, what's up, nerds and geeks? My name is OMG, WTF, LOL, FTW, BRB. Welcome back to more Total Extreme Wrestling 2013. We are playing as the WWE in the year of April 2015. That's the month and the year, not just the year. And we are booking the Go Home Monday Night Raw to Extreme Rules. Extreme Rules is this upcoming Sunday, so it should be fun. I do like the way I booked Raw, but then again, I like most of the shows I book. It's just two that doesn't like the shows I book. Nothing to explain beforehand, except I am now 23. I am old. My birthday was yesterday. And let's just get to this, shall we, nerds and geeks? Nothing else. I don't even know why I brought that up. Just felt like bringing it up. So here's a little bit of a surprise to some. Victoria returning to the WWE as she takes on Layla. By the way, we are being held in front of 10,300 people in the Hawaiian Stand Sheriff Center. And we get a match that has a 55 C- as she defeated Layla, C-, not minus, in 7 minutes and 22 seconds with the Widow's Peak, debuting her legitimate athlete gimmick, which got a 91, and yeah, good debut, or I guess re-debut, whatever, a return, that's the word I would be looking for Victoria. And some of you may be wondering why I brought Victoria back. Well, one of the reasons is because a lot of the current divas on the roster suck. And I felt like Victoria, well, I looked up on the filter menu when I was looking up superstars, women wrestlers who are good athletes. And Victoria was a familiar name that also was a good athlete, so I figured why not bring her back and have her help these young divas and put them over while giving her kind of like a last push. This is a good push for Victoria. I'm not going to say a Divas title will come from it. I'm not going to say a Divas title will not come from it, but I do have feuds in mind for Victoria with some of the upcoming talent or upcoming women's wrestler, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. I feel like Victoria will help quite a lot, nerds and geeks. I'm excited to book her. She was always one of my favorite women's wrestlers growing up. I love the Widow's Peak. I thought she was an excellent wrestler, and I think she'll be a lot of fun. So, welcome back, Victoria. Oh, I thought it said Arn Anderson did negative work for a second. So moving on, before I move on, actually, the only unfortunate thing about Victoria is she is old, and she her abilities are in a decline, and I'm hoping she's not going to retire soon because I do have some plans from her. I might even edit it if she does end up retiring so I can keep those plans. And then our final match on the pre-show, only two matches tonight. We have a 6-man tag match. Ryback and the Primetime Players defeating Stardust and the team of Damien Mizdow and The Miz. In a match had some good action, but not much weighing heat. Ryback, I already mentioned that. They beat them in 10 minutes and 26 seconds after Darren Young pinned The Miz, a flash pinfall as The Miz was distracted by Mizdow. I assume him being irritated that Mizdow was copying his moves and yelling at him to stop while Darren Young rolls him up. Stardust was off his game here tonight, and Mizdow, of course, getting his usual reaction to his face turn, despite the fact how at this time the fans were in love with it. And you'll notice here that I have a storyline that says Miz and Mizdow. I officially started a storyline that will accumulate between these two. And if you're wondering just why I have the Primetime Players and Ryback going over, and some of you guys might not be wondering, but now you might be wondering. I put on owner goals, and one of the goals was for Darren Young to be, I believe, have a certain momentum. So I'm going to help Darren Young reach that, and that's why he also got the pin here. So Mizdow is improving in technical, and The Miz is also improving in technical. And after the show, I will show off those owner goals. So we start off the show, Seth Rollins in the middle of the ring, furious at the events that took place on SmackDown. For those of you who didn't watch SmackDown, Randy Orton got the upper hand on him by attacking him after a match against Dolph Ziggler. Rollins takes the mic and says, "Let's not waste any time. I'm tired of waiting. I've been waiting for the past 15 minutes for the show to start to call you out. Orton, get your ass out here." Randy Orton's music hits. He comes out with a huge smile on his face. Seth Rollins, of course, angered by this smile, then asks him if he thinks this funny, if he thought that his little attack on SmackDown was cute. And Randy Orton simply replies that he does think it was pretty funny, and He says, you know what's going to be funnier? When I get you one-on-one in an Extreme Rules match where I can hit you with anything or I can hit you with everything. And the ultimate cherry on the top is when I hit you with an RKO and once again become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And then Seth Rollins begins to laugh and he says, you know, that's funny. I find that funny. And, you know, that's, of course, this Sunday. But today is Monday Night Raw. And, well, he bets Orton wasn't expecting this. And then suddenly, the Uppercats, Tyson Kidd, Cesaro, the WWE Tag Team Champions, the same team that beat Randy Orton in the main event last week on Monday Night Raw, attacks the Apex Predator from behind, immediately going to commercial break afterwards, and will be leading to a match between either Cesaro or Tyson Kidd. I'll leave that up to your imagination as we lead on to it. My apologies if you hear any noise in the background. Currently, my mom is in the area lighting a cigarette. Either way, looking at the Road Agent report, Tyson Kidd did perform poorly in this segment, which does upset me a little bit because Tyson Kidd is one of those people that I want to push up there, but hopefully he'll improve in this. Either way, I am satisfied with the grade. A 63C isn't the best grade. A nice B- would have been cool at least, or even a B, but I've grown a little bit accustomed to this. Of course, I was kind of expecting a C with both Cesaro and Kidd in here, to be honest. And unfortunately, there were no improvements in here. And Cesaro still with the poor gimmick. Unfortunately, Cesaro is too recent of a gimmick change, so I'm not able to change his yet, but hopefully we'll get that. Moving on from the commercial break, we jump right into our opening bout of the night, which is between Randy Orton and Cesaro, of course. I love Cesaro, so I gave him the match, and I thought it's a more interesting bout between the two. Although Tyson Kidd would also have been a good choice. 76 B- to start off the night. Some good action, average heat. Randy Orton defeating Cesaro in 6 minutes and 55 seconds when Cesaro was disqualified after Seth Rollins ran in and attacked Randy Orton. And we also saw Tyson Kidd run in, so I imagine Randy Orton getting the upper hand and possibly even hitting the RKO. I could see, you know, Cesaro tossing him up in the air and going for the uppercut, and then Orton coming down with the RKO, and then both Rollins and then Kidd running in and beating down on Randy Orton, which leads to the Usos coming out and making the save for Randy Orton. He's being attacked. Out comes the Usos, saving him from the three men. Usos also switched their gimmicks up. Jimmy and Jay both switched to an adrenaline junkie gimmick. And Jimmy got a 98 on that, and Jay got a 92. So awesome gimmicks for the Usos there. And that also produced not produced, but led the storyline along a little bit there. So then we move on to a promo backstage. Bray Wyatt in a dimly lit room as he normally is. Luke Harper standing behind him. He sits in his rocking chair and he's smiling. Roman, Roman, Roman. What a funny situation you find yourself in tonight. I wonder what it must feel like to scurry around the halls hoping there's someone who'd be willing to help you. It's a real shame your so-called brother has his hands tied right now because he'd be a very useful friend to have right now. And too bad your rich and illustrious family couldn't be here to help you either. You see, you have a big family, Roman, but are they loyal? Not like my family, Roman. I hope you find a friend tonight, Roman, I really do, so I can see the look in your face when I take them from you. So a simple promo here to string along or push the Bray Wyatt Romans just a little bit, kind of hinting at their match tonight. We'll see in the next angle that there's an announcement that Roman will take on both Bray and Harper in a tag team match tonight with him looking for a tag team partner. I really liked this promo, especially at the end where he says, I hope you do find a friend. Who the hell are you? Get out of here. Okay. I hope you find a friend tonight because he wants to take them from you. I think that's an awesome ending to it, you know. Just simply like, you know what, I hope you do find a friend so I can be the one that takes that friend away from you and sees the look in your eyes when you lost your friend and he's no longer your friend and might not no longer be in this world because of me. Typical Bray Wyatt looking to make Roman Reigns suffer, and I just really like this promo. I think it would have been a lot of fun. I think 72 B- is a good rating for it, but to myself, I think a promo would have been a lot higher in my opinion. So like I said before, the announcers do put over the fact that we will see Harper and Wyatt take on Roman and a mystery partner later tonight. And then we have an interview backstage where Paige is hyping her upcoming match against Brie Bella. I imagine her taking a jab at AJ, saying how AJ couldn't get the job done and how she's going to do it tonight. And then we see AJ come down to the ring to do color commentary. Not sure why that did so bad. I mean, I thought AJ Lee was, pretty popular, but what can you do? Ooh, 52 D+. Not satisfied with that rating, but then again, it's a Divas. Although AJ Lee got held Brie Bella to a pretty decent match last week, or last SmackDown, I should say. Either way, solid in ring action, not much way heat as always. Brie Bella defeating Paige by submission with the rack attack. No game. Brie Bella does not do the rack attack. That is Nikki Bella. Don't know why you put that in here. Stop. Also, Nikki Bella interfered. Let's just take that out. There we go. Much better. Much better. Brie Bella switching to a high society gimmick. And not only that, but got 100 on it. 100. Deserves a standing applause. Thank you for that, Brie Bella. Nikki doing good good ring work, so on and so forth. So pretty much this is just kind of like the events that happened last on SmackDown, where AJ took on Brie in a much better match and lost because of Nikki Bella interfering. And then same thing happened to Paige, which leads to AJ coming into the ring to help Paige out, kind of, and saying, you know what, how about this week on SmackDown, you two girls face us again in a WrestleMania rematch. So that puts over that on SmackDown. We are going to see our WrestleMania rematch, where it will be... Did I miss SmackDown? I did. Where it will be... Nikki Bella and Brie Bella. The Bellas. Not Bray Wyatt. Get the hell out of here. Yeah, that's what we want to see. Nikki and Bray Wyatt, everybody. Maybe she'll be Sister Abigail. Versus Paige and AJ. Paige. Dave Scott is creaming in his pants right now. Moving on from that. This did a lot better than I thought it would. A 58 C-. Very satisfied with that. Roman Reigns backstage hyping up the upcoming bout against the Wyatt family later tonight. Also mentions the fact that it has been a little bit more difficult than he thought it would be when it comes to finding a partner. He doesn't want to go to Ambrose. Ambrose has enough on his plate right now with the Authority, and he doesn't want to drag him into his problems as well. And then Eric Rowan comes up and approaches him. If you guys watch SmackDown, Bray Wyatt approached Eric Rowan and actually offered him, he said, come home, come back to the family. And Rowan declined that and then got a nice beatdown from not Eric Harper, Luke Harper after that. So Rowan approaches Roman Reigns and says, he knows a thing or two about Bray and his family, and none of them are good things. And he says he heard he's looking for a partner, and he's more than happy to help. So that pretty much just solidifies that Eric Rowan is going to be Roman Reigns' tag team partner tonight. We then go over to the announcers putting over the fact that we will see Randy Orton, Jimmy Uso, and Jey Uso take on Rollins in the Upper Cats. 60C for that. And then Triple H is walking down to the ring. Thank you, Triple H, for that 78B. Or should I say thank you, me, because I am Triple H. And then we go on to a 68C+. Again, would have liked this to be a little higher, but what can you do right now? We're in the building stages. We have to build up popularity. That's what everyone's based off of right now. Honestly, we can have two bumbling idiots in the ring. As long as they were popular enough, people would love it. So that's what we're working on right now, is getting people popular. Triple H music hits. He makes his way down to the ring, flanked by both Kane and the Big Show. He grabs a mic, cuts his music, and he cuts straight to the case. Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, excuse me for coughing in your ear. I hope you don't think I'm done. No, I'm just getting warmed up. You see, there may be times when things are starting to look up for you, but trust me when I say that the light quickly burns out. I mean, just ask Dolph Ziggler. He knows all about the roller coaster that is the WWE. Kind of throwing in a jab there from how Ziggler's gone from being a world champion to being a jobber in just moments. You see, boys, this Sunday is Extreme Rules, and I've got just the match for both of you. How would you feel about being trapped inside a cage with two monsters? I didn't mean to say the cage, but that kind of spoils it. Trapped inside with two monsters, two former WWE Tag Team Champions. You see, this Sunday, you two will be trapped inside a steel cage with Kane and Big Show. But before that, I've booked you two in a warm-up match. Enjoy. So pretty much Triple H, kind of confront, how Seth Rollins, he didn't win, but he took not Dolph Ziggler, took Seth Rollins to the limit, and then he also helped Rollins get the upper hand with Randy Orton, and then Ambrose also, getting the upper hand on the Authority with Big Show screwing up and knocking out his opponent instead of him. So Triple H saying, this Sunday, I'm going to trap you inside the ring with two of my biggest monsters. Enjoy. Also, something I enjoy seeing, Kane, switching to his bodyguard gimmick, gets 100. First Brie Bella, now Kane. Super ecstatic to see that. And Kane is also improving in acting. Good for you, Kane. So this is good. I'm happy with this. Also putting along the storyline there. Okay, that works out. I was about to say I meant to add that in, but the announcers put over the fact that we will see Ambrose and Ziggler take on Kane and Big Show, so let's go ahead and add that in for Extreme Rules. And it will be a steel cage match, so do we want to do a steel cell? Let's do a steel cell because I imagine that being kind of like a Hell in a Cell. Well, then again, would that be like... Nah, let's not do the cell because we'll save that for Hell in a Cell where it's supposed to stay. There is no Hell in a Cell match, so let's just go Steel Cage Modern, where it'll be Kane and the Big Show. Big Show with his freaking amazing momentum, taking on Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler, who out of curiosity, Dean Ambrose has got some good momentum. Ziggler's got some decent momentum. So there we go. That'll be a match confirmed. And then we go to Daniel Bryan, hyping his upcoming match against Bad News Barrett at this Sunday's pay-per-view. He came across well. Simple promo where he's just putting over the fact how he'll be battling Barrett and he's going to retain his title. Before Bad News Barrett, boom, backstage, beating down Bryan, tossing him backstage, beating him down, leaving him out before his match. Gets a 78B. Definitely wasn't expecting that, but I am super happy with that rating. And Barrett also looking pretty good in that, I believe. Penalized for poor gimmick. We have to check that out. I definitely can't do that for him. Also, I believe I changed all you guys. BNB gimmick. See if we can help him out. I haven't been checking this, so I hope I haven't missed any bad gimmicks. We then go on to our match. It gets a 58C-, some good action, but not much weighing heat. Barrett defeating Neville in 7 minutes and 38 seconds when Neville was disqualified after Daniel Bryan ran in and attacked Bad News Barrett. And some of you may be thinking, what? Yes, Daniel Bryan so fed up that Barrett attacked him backstage that he ran in during Neville's match and started to beat down on his opponent. And, yeah, that's no good for his image with Neville, if you get what I'm saying here. We might see something happening pretty soon between those two. But then Daniel Bryan continues the beatdown, beating down on Barrett, leaving him down, just kind of getting the upper hand on him, while the fans, I just imagine chanting, yes, 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 while, he gets the last thing, kind of like so tired of, Barrett taking these cheap shots at him. And then the announcers again put over the fact that we will see Roman Reigns and Rowan take on Harper and Wyatt. We then go on to that said match. It gets a 68C+. Pretty satisfied with that grade, if I'm being honest. The match had some good action and average heat. Roman Reigns and Eric Rowan defeating Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper when Roman Reigns defeated Luke Harper with the Superman Punch. Satisfied with that. Also, Roman is improving in technical. And out of curiosity, any gimmicks I can fix here? Doesn't look like it. Either way, still happy with it. We then go to John Cena walking out to the arena. Excuse me, I don't know why I started there. And then gets an 80B. Cena's music hits, makes his way down to the ring, mic in hand, says he wants to talk about this Sunday. This Sunday, he defends his title against Rusev in what will be a grueling match. He says Rusev... I don't know what I said, but there. Rusev's beaten him before, and he's beaten him. And the only striking difference is that he's lost many more times than Rusev has. I did not write this very well. And Rusev has only lost once. Rusev says that his victory at WrestleMania was a fluke. And who knows, maybe he's right. Maybe it was. But I don't believe that. Not for one moment, Jack. You know, John Cena. Jack. He gets very passionate and he says Jack for some reason. This Sunday, I'm going to do what I did at WrestleMania. I walk in, I kick Rusev's ass, and I walk out still your United States champion. You know, John Cena, champion. Always screaming on the mic, too. And not for me, not for the WWE, and not to sound rude or selfish, but not even for you guys, but for the United States of America. But before Sunday, we've got something to get out of the way. Ladies and gentlemen, the John Cena U.S. Open starts now. You want some? Come get some. Sheamus' music then hits. He comes out. He talks about how funny it's going to be when he goes into his match this Sunday against Rusev without the U.S. title, as it'll be around his waist, and how angry Rusev's going to be and how much more of a beatdown he's going to give John this Sunday when it's John's fault because of his stupid U.S. Open Invitational. And I'm sorry about how I'm kind of throwing a little Irish accent, if any of you are catching it. I'm kind of doing it on purpose, but not necessarily. It's just kind of happening. Either way. And his stupid Open Invitational because, you know, he had to be the guy, and now Rusev's not getting his shot because now Sheamus is getting his shot, and he's accepting the challenge. So we have Cena versus Sheamus coming up next. ADB, very satisfied with that. We go on to the match that gets a holy crap, someone give me a defibrillator. I think that's our best match yet. 84 B+, thank you. Great action and a good crowd. John Cena defeating Sheamus in 14 minutes and 32 seconds with the STF, making defense number 3 of the United States Championship. Cena's improving in technical. Sheamus is improving in Rumble. And Sheamus has a poor gimmick, so let's put that on there. Who knows? I might do something with Sheamus. Because if he keeps giving me grades like that, I mean, John Cena was in the match as well, but still. Very satisfied with that. An 84 B+. And then Cena just won the match, and out comes Rusev. He races to the ring and starts to beat down on his rival. But what's this? John Cena starts to fight back, throwing dukes with Rusev, and then eventually clotheslines him over the rope. Rusev falls out of the ring. Lana holding Rusev, holding him back a little bit as Rusev's holding his mouth, you know, as they back away. Cena grabs a mic and he says, you know, Rusev, I forgot to mention that earlier before my match, that I had a talk with Triple H, and that our match at Extreme Rules is a last man standing match. And now we know that at Extreme Rules, we will get John Cena versus Rusev in a last man standing match for the United States Championship that will end their feud. I believe that actually might have been what they did at Extreme Rules. Maybe it was an I Quit match. I don't remember. But that's what we're doing. And if they did, then I didn't mean to copy. That's just how I'm booking it. Within, why do I talk like that sometimes? We then see Dolph Ziggler and Dean Ambrose walking down to the ring for their match as they take on the Ascension. Not the toughest opponent out there, but a way to get the Ascension in a big match for on Monday Night Raw against 2 stars, and to kind of get them out there. I also made it open, so they definitely got some dukes in there with Ambrose and Ziggler. Some good action, but not much Wayne Heat. Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler defeating the Ascension, with Ambrose defeated Connor with the headlock driver. That got a 54 C-. I am happy with this match, especially since the Ascension were in this. Ambrose was off his game tonight. I don't know why. If anyone would like to answer how I can get rid of that, because it seems like that's happening a lot more than I would like, please let me know. Victor's improving in Rumble, and Connor's improving in Rumble. So you got to love to see that, right? 2 people that you consider projects improving in skills. Couldn't help but notice that Victor could use a new gimmick. Could Connor use a new gimmick, though? Is what I wonder. No, doesn't look like it. So, very satisfied with this rating, to be honest. And then out come Big Show and Kane, similar to the angle that happened with Rusev. Start to beat down on Ambrose and Ziggler. Ziggler and Ambrose fight back. I imagine Ziggler kind of drop kicking one and sending them out of the ring, while Dean Ambrose does the clothesline, or not, maybe both drop kick, to be honest. And kind of sending them out of the ring to kind of get the upper hand. And then we go to Triple H backstage, psyching up Seth Rollins and the Uppercats. Tyson Kidd once again underperforming. What a shame. Just a quick angle to kind of psych up the next match coming up. And then that main event gets a 73 B-. Matches some good action and average heat. Randy Orton and the Usos defeating Seth Rollins and the Uppercats when Randy Orton defeated Tyson Kidd with the RKO. And Rollins was off his game. Shame to see that, but both the Usos are improving and flying. Gotta love to see that, I guess. Did that say got a bonus for going all out? I don't think I've ever seen that before. Well, cool. Maybe it's because they're in the main event. Orton and his low morale. Thanks for that, Orton. Rollins got a poor gimmick. We need to fix that. Hopefully we can fix that. I can't have my WWE champion with a poor gimmick. And I know Cesaro has a poor gimmick. I wish I could change that, Nerds and Geeks. Either way, happy with that rating. All in all, we got a 74 B- on Monday Night Raw, increasing our popularity in 19, but losing our popularity in 16, which means, as always, we lost in Canada and North America. At least. We could have lost in, like, Mexico, too, for all I know, but it takes time, Nerds and Geeks. It's all based on popularity with WWE. I've been looking up a little bit more on, too, than I knew before. So with WWE, kind of relies more on popularity. Like, before I move on, we go to, like, the product screen here, and it says they're rated more on popularity and performance. So that means literally we can have someone who's a garbage wrestler, and if they're popular, they're still going to get to put on a good performance to the fans. Ooh, Candice LeRae is rising. I don't know much about her, but she's the partners with Joey Ryan, who's one of my favorite independent stars. So if she's rising in the divas or women's world, then I'm going to bring her in. Every time in this save, Maria joins Dragon Gate. So, out of curiosity, I want to look at, I think that might have been our best show, by the way. Maybe, did we get a 74 or a 72? Let me check. Where were we on here? Damn it, All Japan's always beating us. 74. That was our best show. I agree. I enjoyed that show a lot, actually. And, yep, John Cena and Sheamus is our best match. Sweet. Got an email here. And our rating went up everywhere but Sportsnet. Huh. Okay, out of curiosity, let's just check the storylines real quick. I was like, what the hell are those? Okay, I'm satisfied with a lot of these. I mean, I wish this one was better since it was a C before, but I'm satisfied with a lot of these, and yeah, I think we're good. I think that's going to be the end of this episode, Nerds and Geeks. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, do me a favor, leave me a comment, like, and subscribe if you have not already. And as always, my name's been OMG, WTF, LOL, FTW, BRB, and I will see you guys for Friday Night SmackDown. So until then, have a wonderful day.